Welcome you all to the class Introduction to Programming in C. So previous class we were discussing about different string operations using library functions. So there are four different string functions, that is string copy, string cat, to find string length, strlen, like that, so on. If we use a built-in library function, it's already defined how to use, and in similar manner, we can also, without using a library function, we can implement the string operations using a different kind of logics. Now, here I am telling you how to write a function to copy the string from source to the destination. So now here, you can see here, there are two arguments. One is source, other one is destination. So here both the arguments are made constant. That is char star, that is a pointer to the destination, and it is made only if the second variable is made constant, whereas destination is not made constant. Char star indicates that is a pointer type, a character type pointer, which is pointing to the variable that is source, src. So this will be in loop until end of string character encounters, that is /0. /0 is also called null operator. Null, that is end of string character, or null character, which is always seen at the end of the string, which is always inserted by the compiler itself in the string. That's why now you have to copy. What you're supposed to do in this program is your intention is to make this function to work as whatever you give as a source string, that should be copied into the destination string. So that is from source to destination DST. Now how it will be carried out, or how it will be done. So using a single statement, we can do this implementation, that is while loop. While this, whatever I write within the while loop, that is as a parameter what I'm passing, that should be a true. If the condition is true, only then it will execute further. Now what I have done is, I have created a pointer to the destination and a pointer to the source. So if both I am incrementing step by step, and at every stage I am checking for /0, /0, that is whether I have encountered, whether I have come across that /0. For every character, I have to check character by character. I have to check whether the source is getting equal to the destination. You have to increment and check the character at every instance with a /0. Now you have to observe that this semicolon indicates there is no statements is there inside the while loop. Okay, that's very, very important. Next, you have to write a function, that is when it calls a function is called, it will print the character. The copied string will be printed, that will be stored in DST. Okay, because the character source is copied to DST, that's why you are printing the DST value here. So you have to observe both the arguments. Next, let us see that whatever you have observed here, this is for string copy. Now it is not you are returning at every instant, it will check and it will return the distance, that is your destination string will be returned. Who call this function, to that function this DST will be returning. That's why you have written char star is a return type. Return type is a character type pointer, where the string will be, complete string will be sent when the function is called. Next, this ensure now how exactly the comparison of two strings will happen, that we have to check. So observe that both the arguments are constant. That is, you can see that strcmp is my strcmp built-in function. where this built-in function is taking two arguments. One is S1 and other one is S2. Now, one more thing you have to observe. S1 and S2 are string type. That's why character pointer is a return type, and I have made both the both the strings as constant. The return type is integer. So if you want to see the details, the uncomment below the commented statements, then here backslash, this is whatever I have written just for an information. This your program starts from here, and then I have declared a variable called integer, and I have made this equal to 0. Now, what happens? How the comparison of two strings takes place, we will see that now. So now, for each character in S1, what will happen? That's why I started with while star S1, that is while content of S1. If there is content of S1, then again it will go back, it will get inside. If this condition, while condition is true, then it will get inside. Then here it will check S1 whether the content of S1 is not equal to content of S2. It will check whether the content of S1 is not equal to content of S2. Then break. If this condition is satisfied, break. Otherwise, what it indicates, while content of S1, while this condition is true, S1 should be incremented, S2 also should be incremented. Again, okay, this will be done. So this will be continued. Only it will break when content of S1 is not equal to content of S2. Now, if this function is used for comparison, okay, that's why the result, whatever you get the result, here content of const unsigned char star S1 minus star const unsigned characters S2, that will be stored into the value of result. This way, it will be stored in the variable result. So you return that result. So the function, when it is called, when mystrcmp is called, that function will get the return type result. Now we are going for another function, that is str concatenate, str cat. Now the size of destination here, when we have to do this, when we do this function, students, you should remember one thing, that is, what are the prerequisites to when we want to implement this particular function. strcat should work like as similar to library function. What strcat does, it takes two arguments and it will concatenate the source from the source string. The source string is concatenated to the destination string. So here, when you are planning to concatenate two strings, you should remember certain parameters, certain things. That is, the size of the destination, that is string DST. Here I have taken DST as the source, destination string, should be large enough to save the total data, because when source is concatenated with destination, definitely the string length will be increased. That's why the size of the destination string should be concatenated, should be large enough to save and join the source string. That is how, because DST is equal to DST plus SRC, correct? Because both will be added and then it will be saved into the destination itself, destination bank. So the source SRC string will be added or joined or concatenated to the destination string DST. So after the call only, DST function, DST string will be altered, but not the source string. Please remember, when this function is called, source string will be concatenated with the destination string, and your total destination string will be altered or changed. But source string remains same. It will not change. Hence, only source, that is string argument, is made constant. Here you can see here, const char star source. So only this particular string is made constant, but not DST. Okay, because if this is going to change, but not, it will never change. And also you're not supposed to alter this. So DST pointer to point to the end of the DST string, to which the source string needs to be joined or added. So assuming that destination string is allocated, will allocate enough memory to hold or save the source string, that is destination plus, first you are supposed to find the length of the, so when you're saying that DST should be large enough to store both source as well as destination data, then you have to allocate enough memory, correct, to hold that string. That's why DST, destination plus whatever the length it has stored, my str length of DST, if you are using this function, this function will return the length. That length is added with this, and that will be stored in DST pointer. Okay, you are finding the length. So it appends the characters of the source to the destination string. Now, how it will be done is, while content of source is not equal to 0, because you have to contain, you have to bring complete source string to the destination string. You have to completely copy the source string to the destination string. That's why, how do you start? So you have to start from 0th position, that is from the initial value, from the initial character, that is content of source, is not equal to /0 until it encounters each and every character by character. It is, we are doing it, okay? If it first, it will take the content of 1, that is content of source, whether it will check whether it is equal to /0, because we know that /0 will be inserted only at the end of the string. That's why. So while content of source is not equal to \0, this content of source plus will be added to the, for DST-PTR plus plus. Content of source is added to content of DST-PTR. So it will continue as long as this condition is true. Once it is failed, once the condition is false, becomes false, then it will execute next statement, that is, it will terminate the destination string. So you can finally, you can add, at the end, you can add /0. The destination is returned by standard. Then now we are returning the value DST, because DST contains the concatenated string. So this completes the comparison of two strings. We have dealt with one is we have compared two strings, and then we concatenated two strings. So if you have any queries regarding the string operations, whether it is built-in library functions or user-defined functions to implement strlen or any library functions of string, you can get back to the following mail ID, and you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, and it is denoted as here.